That's a mistake. Don't do that. If you want to talk to a woman, ask for her number and call her.
And I can't tell you how many times someone has said, "Hey, we should get together," and I'm like, "Yeah, that'd be great," and then I'd never hear from them again. I'm like,
Yes, that one
like,
too.
what? If you don't want to actually go out, don't say, "Let's get together." And if you do say it, like, follow up with a proposal on when and where, those important details. It's just strange. There's a lot of just like ghosting sort of mid, I'm about to ask you out, and then I'm just going to bail. It's curious.
It is curious, actually. And also, like going back to what you said in the book about not having a plan. That sticks out too, because I've experienced that as well. Or your plan involves getting me drunk the whole night. Like, I don't know about you, but I don't do coffee dates and I don't do happy hour dates either. That's just like a policy for me. I don't like minimum investment dates. And I know a lot of guys are getting that advice. And I just think women of some quality, which I like to think I am, is going to not be okay with a minimum investment, because she's going to feel that that's all you're willing to do. And it's going to be kind of a flag for her. What do you think about that?
I don't agree totally. I mean, I think that if someone just says, "Hey, do you want to just get a glass of wine or something?" In my mind, that's always let's get a glass of wine. And then if we're actually vibing, it will lead to dinner. And if it's not, then it's an easy out. And we don't have to sit there for an hour and a half and have a meal. And so for me, if it's early enough, like, not too late to get started, and you can then transition into dinner, then that's fine. So I don't know. I'm that one doesn't kill me.
Yeah, you know what my experience has been? Let's go to happy hour, and I'm fine with that because I like wine. Girl, my favorite wine is French, by the way, just so it's out
Good
there.
stuff.
Okay, I like that's my favorite. So, and I actually have a
Me too.
favorite winemaker, and I have a wine club, and he's French, and he makes the best wine. But anyway, that was a side note. But
I
I
want the
got
tip
invited.
later.
But I went to this happy hour, and from that happy hour, the guy wanted to take me to more drinking, and those were my options. So
Okay,
at
yeah,
that
that's a
point,
red
I was
flag.
like, I don't think I'm going to do happy hour dates anymore, because I don't think I want it to be easy for you or me. Like, I'm going to commit to this. I'm going to get a meal. We're going to have a conversation. We're going to drink wine together. And at the end of the night, if I don't like you, you'll know. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I mean, I guess in my mind, like I think that everybody can be in charge of the moment, right? And if the proposal is, let's go for more drinks, and you say, actually, I kind of like you, but I'd rather have a meal, and they're like, no, then yeah, run. But
yeah, run.
if and maybe it was like, let's go to the next place, and there was food there, and you didn't know that, and so missed out on something
No,
great.
I knew.
Okay. Well,
I
I mean,
knew what was
I'm
going on.
not you, but like
Yeah,
the global you.
you have to be
But
open.
I think you have to be open, and I think you have to be clear on what you need and what you want. And if you want food, then say you want food.
I love that. My girlfriend was on a date not long ago, a couple months ago, and she was like, she went to go and have coffee with the guy, and she had coffee with him, and it was like dinner time though. And so they were hanging out, and it got to be
That's weird.
later and later into like mealtime. And then it was like 7 p.m. And he was talking about like, hey, he thought he might want to go get some pizza somewhere. And so she thought he was inviting her, and he wasn't. He was just gonna go get some pizza.
Well, that's
And
just
so she
weird.
would be like, well, if
I like pizza.
she was like, I like pizza. I've never had that pizza place. That was like her way. And he was like, oh. And then she was, at some point, he kept talking, and she was like, well, if we're not going to go eat, I've got to go. So
Yeah,
I really love that she was like, okay, I'm hungry. I
absolutely.
want to go eat. Like, we've been hanging out now. It's dinner time.
Yeah.
I'm going to roll out. And she ended up coming home and telling me about it. And I thought it was hilarious. And that is one of those girlfriends that keep you going from liking your
Absolutely.
book. So I love
And
that.
there's a cultural thing in there too, especially if you're dating somebody from a different culture, because right now it's 9 p.m. and I've got dinner plans after this at 9:30, which is a little bit late, but not really for France. And so like when I was back in the States, I was suggesting someone to meet at 8, and they were like, what? That's so late. I was like, is it? I don't know. Like, it doesn't seem late. 8 seems like very standard for me in France.
Yeah.
And so that's another thing. Maybe it's a cultural thing. I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
just,
maybe.
try to give somebody the benefit of the doubt, but it's not always, doesn't always work.
Well, I definitely learned something from you today. So I think maybe I will keep an open mind with regard to that a little bit. I'll feel it
A
out.
little bit,
I'll
a
read the
little bit.
room,
You
right?
got to
I'll
read
see
the
how it
room.
feels. And also I will say, I want a meal. No, I probably won't say it that way. But
Well,
but you
a
know what I
girl's got
mean?
to
Like,
eat.
you know what I mean? If you're
A
inviting me
girl's got to
out, like
eat.
I like men who invest. Okay, just leave it
Fair
at that.
enough.
So
Fair enough.
anyway, I'm so glad you came. I know that you have dinner plans, so I don't want to take up too much more of your time. But I have loved chatting with you. Your book, Will There Be Wine, is amazing. I know it's on Amazon and everywhere, so people should run and go get it immediately. Do not wait. Go get it right now. You have nothing better to do. So start reading it. Everybody
Love it.
needs to
Thank
millionaires
you.
read. Read
Thank you so much for the opportunity. It was really fun chatting with you. And I hope your audience had a good time too. And yeah, good luck. Hang in there. It's a jungle out there on the dating scene, but you know what you're worth.
Well, I agree. And if you want to know more, if you want to find the book and you don't want to go to Amazon, go right here, and get this book and you will thank me. And don't forget to follow Whitney on Instagram. You can follow her here and see all of her adventures and what she's up to. And hopefully maybe she'll write another book that we'll love.
My friends and I have already decided that if I do write a sequel, it's going to be called We're Gonna Need Another Bottle.
I love that. I'm going to be waiting for that. Well, all right, my dear. I cannot thank you enough for this amazing hour that I got to hang out with you. It's been really incredible. I love all your insights. Your writing is brilliant. It's funny. It's amazing. It's refreshing. And I thank you so, so, so much for being a guest today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, I know you've got to go. I'm going to put you in the green room. If you have to dash, I understand. I'll catch up with you later. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap up the show and I'll come say a proper goodbye.
Okay, I'll wait.
See you in a minute. And with that, that's another episode of Hot Topics Live. Matilda will be back soon. Gloria will be popping in soon too, for those of you who love Matilda and Gloria. So remember to set your notifications so that you know when we come live. If you're watching on Facebook, follow the page, set your notifications. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, set your notifications, hit the bell so you know when we come live so you don't miss the episodes. And if you love me, you love anything about me, you love my new eye color, you love my hair or my outfit or these paintings back here. If there's anything about me that you love or this episode and you want to see more of it, then you should follow me. Follow me on all of these places right here. Yeah. Yeah. And you know what else I've been doing lately? I have been on TikTok. I have been having so much fun on TikTok, playing with all the trends and all of the filters and just dropping some knowledge down there and sharing some stuff from the guests, that what I've learned from my guests. Right. So, and some stuff I've learned along the way too. So come and play with me on TikTok. And you can find me right there. So go do that too. And let's stay connected. If there is a topic that you would like to have a guest speak on this podcast, go to my Instagram page for the podcast, right? That is at Hot Topics, the podcast. It's probably easier if you don't DM me on Facebook, but you can drop a comment below the YouTube video. You can go to Hot Topics, the podcast, and in the messages section, leave me a message, leave the podcast a message. I'm on Instagram more than Facebook. So if you really want to connect with me, do it that way, or drop a comment below this video on what you would like to see on an upcoming episode. Or some feedback or some love. We always like positive energy. We spread that around here. So remember, this has been your weekly, bi-monthly these days reminder that you are amazing. You are amazing. You deserve to be living your best life possible. And I hope you learned some things here today that will help you do that. And with that, that's a wrap. I will see you. I'm actually coming back next week with my dating coach friend, that one, Coach Marta. And she'll be back sharing some tips on attachment styles, on how to deal with breakups. So we're going to talk about. So tune in for that. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.